reserved for people with much more status than I have, so I appreciate that very much. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to read something here for a second. Mr. Chairman, it's clear that Mr. Walsh is tremendously accomplished. He is committed to strong capital standards, effective supervision, and meaningful market discipline. He knows unequivocally that the Fed must be independent, non-ideological, and nonpartisan. And for this reason, I am proud to support his nomination. I wish I had said those words, but those are the words of Senator Chuck Schumer when he voted to confirm you, in fact, introduced you. So I would like to enter that into the record. As they say, there's nothing wrong with that, but it looks like Democrats used to love you at one point. What changed?
As a senator, I don't know.
You didn't catch the Seinfeld reference, so just proof that you did not watch the show. All right. Let me ask you some quick rapid-fire questions. I know people have enjoyed being here this long, but maybe not others. A lot has been said, and I think it's important, on the plight of working Americans when it comes to being able to afford the basic elements of what it means to be somebody here who's successful in the working class. Are working class Americans better off or worse off than they were 3 years ago?
The aggregate statistics show improvement, but I do want to suggest with better Fed policy, I think the improvement can be stronger.
No, clearly. But we're not done, and we have a long way to go. But if you're somebody who's an average working American today, in 2026, you're better off than you were 3 years ago, because 3 years ago, you were getting demolished by generationally high inflation. Is that true?
The trajectory on inflation is improving, but there's more work to do.
And one of the key parts of why I'm supporting you is because a total and complete focus and understanding that the interest rate tool is the tool that allows you to help working Americans much more than the balance sheet tool. Would you agree?
Yes, Senator, I do.
All right, perfect. Let's move on to central bank digital currencies. Do you agree that the Federal Reserve has no legal right to issue a central bank digital currency?
Senator, I agree that they don't have the right, and I think it would be a bad policy choice.
So let me just put an exclamation mark on that. Under your chairmanship of the Federal Reserve, you will not have the Federal Reserve explore or any way move towards a central bank digital currency.
If it's within the power of the chairman of the Federal Reserve, I agree with that statement.
Perfect. Let's shift over to AI. A lot has been said about that. And I worry that some of my colleagues don't feel that this is quote unquote real or happening as quick as it is. It is happening insanely fast. In fact, would you agree that it could lead to an employment shock, especially for entry-level white-collar jobs?
Senator, I agree with you on the pace of the technology revolution. I've had to update my own priors versus 6 or 12 months ago as I've seen the rate of improvement of the models. Senator, the way I describe it is this: I am more confident that there will be improved output than I am certain about when the effects of that would be on the labor market. I basically believe in the following good economic tenet, which is described as the lump of labor fallacy. And we tend to think in economics, there's only a fixed number of jobs, and we've got to fill them every day possible. The labor force, the structure of the labor market changes. The jobs that will be created 2 or 3 years from now, some of which are unimaginable to us today. But the lag between the improvement in output and the effect on the labor markets, that's got to be central to the Fed's thinking, given the pace of innovation in this cycle.
And this concept of price stability plus maximum employment, that maximum employment piece is problematic when policymakers open our borders and let tens of millions of people come into this country illegally. Is that not correct?
I'm gonna let you guys handle immigration policy. I'm gonna have plenty of my plate if confirmed.
But adding 10 to 20, 30 million people into the country when you're trying to make certain that everybody here has a job is problematic, correct?
Yeah, the central bank takes the labor market is as it is, and that's a function of policies you and the administration put in place. It's not our place to be opining on that.
Okay. And let me just add one last thing and more to your wife. How did you get so lucky to have a guy that's so romantic that on Valentine's Day of 2006, he brings you to a Senate hearing? I mean, you set a high bar for all of us. Look, I'm going to ruin the suspense for everybody. You're going to be confirmed. You're going to be the Federal Reserve Chairman. And most importantly, you're going to do an incredible job. And I'm honored to be able to be part of that process, and we'll vote for you resoundingly.
Thank you, Senator.
Well, that concludes the question and answer portion of today's